Right, good morning, boys and girls. We're just waiting. You don't have to stand up now. Mr. Burnson will do the official welcoming. So we're just waiting for him to arrive. I can just ask the teachers to please come in. There's quite a number of seats available still, just to take a seat amongst the children. We've got 3 minutes to go before we start live streaming as well. So guys, your parents will be watching. So good behavior, all right. And then we'll start with our proceedings within the next 3 minutes. So just quietly sit while Mr. Bennett plays us a beautiful song. Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
Right, good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, Mr. Burnson.
And please remain standing. And where you are, if I could just ask you to be still, to close your eyes, and let us remember that we're in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. That beautiful prayer that our Lord taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Glory be to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Mother Bernarda, St. John Baptiste de la Salle, Hail Holy Cross, and live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, the Son. And please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. And a very warm welcome to Ms. Harris, who has joined us this morning, to Brother Gabriel, to Sister Cheryl, and to everyone who is watching this assembly in the comfort of their own homes, who we live streaming to. A very good warm morning to you as well. I would now like to invite Daniel up to read our Bible verses for us.
This year, we have once again all learned so much. We have been challenged yet again, but hopefully we have all done our best and overcome all that has come our way. The first reading is from Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. The second reading is from Matthew 19, verse 26. Jesus looked at them and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible.
Such powerful Bible readings this morning. I can do all this through him who gives me strength, and with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. And as Daniel mentioned, yes, it has been another year with challenges, with blessings, with moments of fun, with times of hard work. We needed to adapt, we needed to be patient, we needed to be calm, and we needed to be determined. It has been another year where we have learned so much, but we give thanks for all that has been made possible, because possibilities are blessings. And now we find ourselves at that time of the year where we need to look back in order to move forward. I want you to take the time to reflect on the year that God has given you. Think about what you have enjoyed. Perhaps something that you didn't enjoy. Think of the times where you gave your best and the times where maybe you didn't. Think about something that you did really well and maybe something that you could have done a little bit better. But the thing I really want us to reflect on this morning is I want for you to think of a challenge that you were able to overcome this year. Even if it's just one thing. Perhaps it was something that you first thought to be impossible, but you overcame it nonetheless and proved that it was indeed possible. As you reflect on these examples in your own life, I would like to provide a few examples that I'm sure we can all relate to. So if we cast our minds back to July, I'm going to ask if the lights can be dimmed just a little bit so we can get a bit more clarity there. Thank you. We remember that devastating time in July when our country came to an absolute standstill due to the looting, the burning, the theft, the rioting. It really was one of the saddest moments in our country's recent history. Who would have thought it could be possible that due to the actions of a small group of people across our country, they would be able to cause so much pain, so much fear and damage in such a short space of time? Our country was reflected across the world as one of no control, which led to the "This is not us" campaign. And as sad as that was, I would like to focus on the moment when the light reappeared, of when the impossible became possible. Who would have thought it would be possible that, as tragic as that time was, and so soon afterwards, the country would come together again and clean up a mess that only a few people were responsible for? So many times in life, we have to pick up that piece of paper that we didn't drop. We have to take that cup to the sink and wash it, even if we didn't use it. We have to close that door, even if we didn't open it. And we've got to give something back, even if we didn't take it. And sometimes we are required to forgive others, even if it's so hard to do. And we do all of that because this is us. The authenticity of who we are is reflected in our attitudes and in our ability to forgive others. That's what makes the impossible possible. So let's always remember that, who we are as a country, who we are as members of our families, and what we represent by attending this school. Our school badge that we put on so proudly every day represents inclusivity, quality education, which we're all responsible to contribute towards, service to the poor and those around us, and faith in the presence of God. Our badge represents endless possibilities. That is us. Who would have thought it would be possible that in 4 very short days, our grade 6s would create the most wonderful concert for us to enjoy? In 4 days, they learned lines, they made their own props, they learned dances, they were aware of the stage changes. It was incredible to see what they were able to achieve when they put their minds to it and when they worked together as a team. They proved that you can always do more than you think you are capable of. When I first heard that that's what Mrs. de Klerk was planning on doing with the grade 6s, I thought it would be absolutely impossible. They showed I was wrong. They showed that anything is possible. This year, our school has been visited by this cat. This is not just any cat. This is possibly the wildest cat I have ever met. And I thought it would be absolutely to tame this beast. This cat was absolutely petrified. It was aggressive. It was completely unapproachable. It was rude. It was not fun to be around at all. In fact, no one could ever get near it. It would always run away. However, due to the perseverance of one staff member who consistently approached the cat in a gentle way, spoke softly, fed it, built up trust, formed a relationship, and no matter how ugly that cat was to Mrs. Khan, she didn't give up. In fact, Mrs. Khan even came in on Saturday mornings and nurtured this cat. And eventually, and over a long period of time, it became calmer, it became less cross, it allowed people to come a little bit closer, and eventually, it allowed Mrs. Khan to stroke it. And now, this cat is a friendly, sweet, and kind pet living in someone's home with the new name of Niara. The point is, kindness and love always conquers, not only with animals, but with everyone. We have the ability to change hearts. If someone is being unkind, rude, perhaps ignoring you, maybe is impatient, a little bit miserable, if you are consistently kind, regardless of how you have been treated or the responses that you've been receiving, your kindness will always win. Through kindness and love, the hardest of hearts can be softened. Through kindness and love, the possibilities are endless. This year, many people all over the world were faced with difficulties that seemed insurmountable. Insurmountable is another way of saying impossible to overcome. And sadly, too many people are still stuck in the middle of very desperate situations. And our school community was not spared. Some of our families were faced with very difficult decisions to make, but through the kindness and the care of the school community, and the determination and efforts of the fundraising committee, and the desire and the support of you and your parents, our raffle made 407,000 Rand. And who would ever forget that wonderful morning of the raffle draw? The amount raised will provide new opportunities and possibilities for those in our school community who are really in need of our help. This is a community that looks after one another. It's a community that is first to be of service, and it is a community that through its united efforts turns the impossible into the possible. This year, the grade 2s were given a task. They were asked to write to me with any ideas or suggestions that they thought were good and that I need to consider for the school. Basically, new possibilities that they thought would make a difference to the school. And I received the most wonderful ideas. Some were better than others, but I'm going to share with you some of the common ones. So many of the girls requested that they allowed to come to school, that they be allowed to come to school with their hair down. Some asked if during the course of the school day, they could go and visit their brothers and sisters in a different class. Of course, we got the request of more playtime. I even got a request from one chap asking that we introduce bumper cars as an extramural. Yeah, that was my response as well. And then one that just kept on coming through, so I don't know if they had planned this or not, was the idea of introducing free tuck. Okay, so I thought that might get a response. So imagine that, free tuck. So I know Mrs. Elliott is there, so if you can just pass on this message to the grade 2s. Grade 2s, you can always live in hope. But in fact, the grade 2s are actually teaching us a very important lesson with their audacious request. Because living in hope is not only important in making things possible, it's absolutely necessary. St. John Baptiste de La Salle gave hope to the poor children in France. Possibilities opened up because of his work, and here we are. And Mother Bernarda did the same. These are people that are examples of how to live in hope, no matter how big the idea or the dream might be. But they're also people that give us examples of how to provide hope for others. So yes, free tuck, we live in hope, but I suppose there's always a small possibility. Just very quickly, I'm going to stop there. And the people sitting in the floor section, if you wouldn't mind just feeling the front of the bottom of your chair, there might be an envelope. If you have an envelope in the front of your chair, please just stand up. Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for trying so hard, but you'll feel straight away if there's something there or not. Okay, so for those of you that are standing with this envelope, congratulations, you've just won a 50 Rand gift voucher to our tuck shop for next year. Thanks very much. Have a seat. So, right, gonna need you to be quiet. And just like that, the impossible idea of free tuck became possible. So living in hope is something that the De La Salle brothers and the Holy Cross sisters constantly remind us of, because to have hope is the first step in making the impossible possible. There is no way as I can close off the school year without touching on the Olympic Games just one last time. We will never forget the highlight for us South Africans when Tatiana Schoenmaker achieved the impossible. She won the gold medal in the 200-meter breaststroke and broke the world record along the way, doing all of this while swimming with a cross hanging from each hoop earring. It is such a wonderful story because this is her possibility that became a reality. At the Olympic Games, who didn't break a world record, and in fact, most people won't even remember her name. But for Yusra Madini, a refugee from Syria, she achieved what many would consider to be the impossible. Yusra lived in Syria, a country plagued by war and terrorism. Yusra always enjoyed swimming, and she swam from a young age, and she was coached by her father. And when she was very young, she dreamt of swimming at the Olympic Games. However, as the war in Syria became worse, the dangers increased, and the bombs grew closer to her home, she found it harder to train. And sadly, one day, her father was captured and beaten quite badly, and a bomb landed in the swimming pool that she used to train in. It was then that Yusra and her sister Sarah decided to flee Syria, leaving her family, leaving her home, and leaving all of her belongings. Yusra managed to sneak into Turkey, where she got onto a boat with 20 other refugees. This was a boat that was only made for 7 people, and they started heading across the ocean for Greece. Sadly, after about 20 minutes at sea, the engine broke due to the weight, and the boat started to sink. Yusra, her sister, and 2 other men jumped out into the sea, and they pushed the boat, and they swam, and they pushed, and they swam. And they did that for 3.5 hours until they reached the shores of Greece. But her battles had only just begun. Determined to reach Germany, she had to cross about 4 or 5 other countries. They traveled on foot for 25 days. And when they reached Germany, they realized that they had no money and their chances of survival were very small. They lived in a train station, and then they found their way to a shelter in a Berlin refugee camp. There, someone who had a small little swimming team called the Wasserfreunde, and they were able to start swimming again. In 2016, Yusra qualified for the Olympic Games in Rio. And in 2021, she swam representing the refugee team once again. In fact, she was the flag bearer. So to the world, considering all the challenges and obstacles that she faced, her dreams seemed impossible. Yet to Yusra Madini, swimming at the Olympics was always possible. Nothing was going to change that, and she was right. We have so many examples of people like Yusra in our own country, people who don't let difficult odds and obstacles stand in their way. And I encourage you to read about them. Some are well known, many are not so well known. There are people that every evening have to do their homework by candlelight. Many people that have to travel far distances to reach school. Some people need to get out of bed at 3:30 in the morning just so that they can make work on time. Those are the people that overcome extremely difficult odds, and we can be very, very proud of. Others, like I said, are more well-known, but their background and what they've gone through has determined the possibilities that have opened up for them.
He took strength and his heart to see the possibilities, to maintain the freedom and the mission, not just to live in the time. This to be the first young South African country ever. And to use this platform to give us hope so that we too can see the possibilities of united hope, the power of God.
If you really want to achieve something and your desire is real, impossible is nothing. The Nativity, our beautiful Christmas, the most incredible story of perseverance and turning the impossibilities into the possible. How many times Mary and Joseph must have been faced with this scenario and the voice in their head saying, "This seems impossible." And the angel Gabriel came to Mary and said, "You will have a baby, not just any baby, the Son of God." I wonder what she thought. When they had to flee with nothing, crossing deserts in very dangerous terrain, I wonder if they thought that their trip would be impossible. When they were constantly rejected and had no place to stay, I wonder if they ever thought about giving up. And then when they eventually found a very cold barn surrounded by animals, I wonder then if they thought, this is still impossible. So with no family around them, star placed in the sky to guide carefully chosen visitors, they showed that through their faith and their perseverance, anything is possible. And that is the biggest lesson of our nativity. So let Christmas always be a reminder of that, and anything that is possible through God's will for us. Boys and girls, I'd like to thank you for another incredible year. Yes, it's had its challenges, it's had its excitement, and for many, there's been a lot of sadness, and sadness that continues to exist. But there's also been joy, and we've also had new possibilities. You've shown us once again that if you are willing to get out of your comfort zone, adapt, and deal with whatever, opportunities will grow, and that nothing is impossible. So, to thank you for showing us that, and to thank you for inspiring us, I'd like to give you one more example of where the impossible has become possible. There's been a small group of teachers that have come together, and in 4 very short sessions, we have managed to put together a song on the marimbas for you. And we're going to play that for you right now, just to show one more time that nothing is impossible. Thanks very much. So, thanks very much. Mrs. de Klerk didn't even have to shout at us that time. That was just wonderful. So thank you. And thank you to all those teachers who were such sports in joining that Marimba team. So boys and girls, in closing, as you go into the holidays and start looking beyond into the new school year, I just want you to take with you the message that nothing is impossible unless you think it is. And for the impossible to be possible, hope must exist. With a consistently kind and caring heart, change is possible. Forgiveness is key to new possibilities. And through patience and perseverance, incredible things will follow. But most importantly, as it says in Matthew 19, verses 26, with God are possible. Thank you very much.
Right. Boys and girls, I think just before we start, because it's going to be a bit of a while before we finish, maybe just quietly just stretch your legs, because I know it's already been half an hour, so just stretch legs quietly. No, quietly. All right. And then we just sit down. Thank you so much. Let's have a seat. Shh. Thank you. Settle down. All right. Good morning, teachers and our special guests, grade 3s to 6s. As you know, we had some, as Mr. Bernson also said, some difficulties and obstacles throughout this last year and a half, but we managed to have a term of normality when it came to our co-curricular program, and also a bit of normality with our academics. No more online, Google Classrooms, etc. Thank you to each one of you for your dedication and participation shown during the term in all areas of our school, on academic side, the cultural side, as well as the sporting side. So I think just let's give ourselves a nice hand, because there's a lot of effort that has come. Yeah. So just with a couple of criteria or just facts that I need to just put through to you for this morning's award ceremony, that please note that all awards, that is diligence, sports, cultural awards, and academic awards, will be done at each one of the various different term assemblies next year. Since we did not have a full year of sport, many of our sporting and cultural disciplines and inter-house events did not take place, unfortunately. For this reason, some of the awards, such as grade 6 sportsman, sportswoman, the St. Solomon's Award, as well as house trophies, will not be awarded this year. Another change which will be in effect is that since grade 6 forms part of the junior school, and because it is their final junior school year, that a lot of the trophies awarded are done and seen as grade 6 trophies as from this point going forward, and will form part of the final term assembly of each term. A new and updated awards policy will be in place in 2022. The procedure for this morning will be grade coordinators will call the children to the front for receiving an award, followed by the Angels Awards and Generosity Award. Our Marimba teams will also be playing as part of our, as in different intervals. And then just a few additional criteria worth mentioning, and that is for the academic side. So if we look at aggregates, this is for grade 4 to 6 children. Academic certificates are awarded to pupils in the intermediate phase who have achieved an aggregate of 80% and higher for all 3 terms. In grade 4, aggregates are calculated using results of continuous school-based assessments. In grade 5, aggregates include the results of continuous based assessments as well as a final year formal assessment results in English and mathematics. And due to the nature of this year, grade 6 aggregates include the results of school-based and November formal assessments. So if you actually make sense of any of that, I'm glad, because I actually don't know what I read. All right, quadathlon. So if we look at the grade 3s, the quadathlon challenge, an external challenge that encourages the ability to think logically and develops curiosity, confidence, and open-mindedness with a view to make learning interesting and enjoyable. Medals for the quadathlon are awarded to participants who have excelled. And then we also have the Top Achievers Award. This is for grade 5 and 6 learners. Certificates and book prizes are awarded in grade 5 and 6, respectively, to pupils who have achieved in the highest results in their school-based and formal assessments in various learning areas throughout the year. We will then also have the Boris Dux Scholar Award for this student with the highest aggregate across all subjects, and this will be awarded to a pupil in grade 6, which is the highest aggregate across all learning areas. We also then just ask anybody that will be, or any child that will be receiving a trophy, once you did receive your trophy, as you walk down the stage, just to put your trophy on a table, and then at the end, we get you to stay behind just for a photo as well. Boys and girls, a reminder that we encourage participation. It is compulsory for you to participate in our sporting program as well as cultural program. It is important from a development point of view. For 2020, a reminder that our school activity sessions in the afternoon should take preference. And if you've got any out of school activities, preferably that will be booked after our school sessions as well. We hope and trust that we will have a normal start to 2022. We hope. And then also, as Mr. Burnson said, hopefully there will be a possibility for a normal start. When we return in 2022, we will start with our grade 3 to 7 swimming trials, and also information will be communicated to our cluster athletics team for when training will commence. Although we will be on a well-deserved holiday, please still try and stay active. Go for a jog, go for a bit of cycling, go for a walk with the dog, and don't just become a couch potato. I now will invite Mrs. Burnson and then also Mr. Burnson to the stage just to assist with the award ceremony, and then also just the admin team on stage to give the various different awards to the children. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later.
Grade 3 awards. Raul Bula for the Quintathlon Challenge, silver medal. Grade 3s, you can make your way to the stage as you hear your name. Aliyah Carbonari, 3C, for under 9B girls, swimmer of the season. Michael Goodenough, 3C, 9A, under 9A boys, most improved, swimmer of the season. And Quintathlon Challenge bronze medal. Kiten Gaunda, Quintathlon Challenge bronze medal, and under 9B boys cricket player of the season. Carl Hardy, under 9 boys most improved athlete of the season. Eva Jadrovic, under 9 girls athlete of the season, and Erin McGregor, 9B, under 9B girls swimmer of the season. Let's give them a clap. We'll move on to 3J. Joseph Bezos, under 9B, boys swimmer of the season. Alessia Cabion, under 9A, girls swimmer of the season. Henry Daffy, under 9A, boys swimmer of the season. Zoe Goodenough, Quintathlon Challenge, silver medal. Michael Hanna, under 9B, boys, most improved cricket player of the season. Lily Malpage, Quintathlon Challenge, bronze medal, and Lachlan Murray, Quintathlon Challenge, bronze medal. We'll move on to grade 3R. Scarlett Ambrose, under 9B, girls, most improved swimmer of the season. Wolfgang Ansamino, Quintathlon Challenge bronze medal. Jaden Breitenbach, under 9 boys athlete of the season and under 9 boys swimmer of the season. Adam Desi, under 9 boys most improved swimmer of the season. Leah Footer, junior girls cricket player of the season and under 9 girls most improved athlete of the season and under 9 girls most improved swimmer of the season. Connor Hammond, boy under 9A boys most improved swimmer of the season and under 9A boys cricket player of the season. Peter Malpage, under 9A boys most improved cricket player of the season. Natasha Phipson, cricket girls most improved player of the season. Nathan McEwen, Quintathlon Challenge gold medal. And Caitlin Uboho, under 9 girls most improved swimmer of the season. Well done, grade 3.
Right, we just asked Mrs. Kinney Richey to come to the front, please. Boys and girls, what we're going to do from grade 4 onwards, we're going to try and group 8 at a time for them to actually just line up on stage before they then go down to the bottom. So we'll then clap within those 8 portions. So just to try and acknowledge as far as possible as well. Right, thank you.
Congratulations to all the grade 4 recipients. They've worked extremely hard this year. I'm going to start with 4C. Caleb Blicknote, 80% academic average. Brooklyn Cabrita, 80% academic average and diligence. Emma de Klerk, 80% academic average. Giordano Duarte, under 10 most improved athlete of the season. Under 10A boys, most improved swimmer of the season. Swimming boys junior Victor Lodorum, runner-up. Claire Guinness, 80% diligence for the 3rd term. Renee Kamdeza, 80% diligence for the 3rd term. Gabriella Lykos, 85% diligence for the 3rd term and an 80% academic aggregate. Finlay Mulcahy, 85% diligence for the 3rd term and under 10A most improved swimmer of the season. Samara Padiachi, 80% academic aggregate and 85% diligence for the 3rd term. Please let's give 4. J, Apiwe Buthelezi, 85% diligence in the 3rd term and grade 4 speech and drama student of the year. Nabil Baks, under 10B boys most improved cricket player of the season. Daniel Correa, 80% academic average and under 10B. Victoria Damons, 80% academic average and 85% diligence in the 3rd term. Amelia Davids, 80% academic average plus tennis girls single championship 4th place. Greg Davies, 85% diligence in the 3rd term and under 10A boy most improved cricket player of the season. Gemma Diritalizzi, 85% diligence in the 3rd term and under 10B girls most improved swimmer of the season. Carl Fernandez, 80% academic average. Alabama Golfane, 85% diligence in the 3rd term and grade 4 speech and drama student of the year. and Junior Art Award. Taliesin Griffiths, Swimmer Boys Junior Victor Ladorum and Under 10 Boy Athlete of the Season and Under 10A Boy Swimmer of the Season. Alexandra Hodgson Jarvis, 85% diligence in the third term and Under 10A Girl Swimmer of the Season. Joshua John, 80% academic average and 85% diligence in the third term. Zach Lavery, 80% academic average and 85% diligence in the third term and Under 10 Boy Athlete of the Season. Andre Madamombe, 85% diligence in the third term and Under 10B Boys Cricket Player of the Season. Lataba Monanma, Under 10 Girl Most Improved Athlete of the Season. Nina Palmer, 85% diligence in the third term. Kamso Ozokwem, Under 10 Girl Athlete of the Season. Bella Spalander, Under 10B Girl Swimmer of the Season. Please give 4J a round of applause. For R, Jessica Buerta, 85% diligence in the third term. Jaden Hull, 85% diligence in the third term. Ishmael Lahair, 85% diligence in the third term and Most Improved Junior Chess Player of the Season. Bhavya Patel, 80% academic average and Junior Chess Player of the Season. Caitlin Phillips, 85% diligence in the third term. Gareth Rubez, 85% diligence in the third term and Junior Boys Tennis Player of the Season and 80% academic average and Under 10A Boy Cricket Player of the Season and 50 runs scored for Under 10A and 7 wickets hauled Under 10A. Maria Senna Schwendiger, 85% diligence in the third term, 80% academic average. Sophia Taylor, Tennis Girl Single Championship first place. Sophia Taylor, Junior Tennis Player of the Year, and she got 80% academic average. Nancy Flaconi, 85% diligence in the third term. Alexandra van Beek, Improved Swimmer of the Season, and Swimming Girls Junior Victrix Ladorum runner-up. Well done to 4R.
We'd now like to welcome the grade 4 Marimba team, followed by the grade 6 Marimba team for their performance.
Right, well done. Well done to Mr. Vanel. Mr. Bennett, can you just get sound? Well done. All right. Well done to the grade 4s and 6s for that wonderful performance. And also thank you to Mr. Temba and his team for your dedication. Also Mrs. Van Kerk for arranging all these wonderful opportunities for our children. I would like now to call on Mrs. Steele to award the grade 5 awards. So thank you, Mrs. Steele.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you. The first awards go to the grade 5Cs. Siabulela Cruikshank, under 11A, Boys Most Improved Cricket Player of the Season. Charlotte Griffiths, Diligence, Academic Award. Under 11 Girls Most Improved Athlete of the Season, as well as Senior Girls Cricket Most Improved Player of the Season. Sebastian Hallett, Under 11B, Boys Most Improved Cricket Player of the Season. Kirsten Hanford, Academic Award for an 80% aggregate. Diligence Award in the third term. Top Achiever in Religious Education. Under 11A Girls Most Improved Swimmer of the Season. 80% academic average and diligence in the third term. Leah Milon, Most Improved Senior Chess Player of the Season. Divan Niega, diligence in the third term, 80% academic average. Under 11 Boys Most Improved Athlete of the Season, as well as under 11A Boys Most Improved Swimmer of the Season. May Nichols, diligence in the third term, as well as senior player. And give that group a round of applause. Jaden Odav, diligence in the third term. Vashti Pillay, diligence in the third term and academic 80% average. Michelle, diligence in the third term and 80% academic average. Samuel Shepherd, diligence in the third term, most improved junior tennis player, boys tennis player of the season, tennis boys single championship, 4th place, under 11A boys cricket player of the season, 50 runs scored for under 11A, and 100 runs scored for under 11A. Julia Taylor, diligence in the third term, 80% academic average, and top achiever in isiZulu. Well done, 5C. Moving on to 5J. Benjamin Adams, diligence in the third term. Alex Becker, diligence in the third term. Nikita Nagan, diligence in the third term, 80% academic average. Top achiever in natural sciences and technology. Top achiever in social sciences. And junior public speaker of the year. Koketsu, Zikona and Goma, under 11B boys most improved swimmer of the season. Noah Norton, 85% diligence in the third term, academic average of 80%, and under 11 boys cricket player of the season. Diligence and an academic award of an 80% average. Luke Roberto, diligence in the third term. If we can give them a round of applause, please. Miles Smith, diligence in the third term, 80% academic average, top achiever in maths, top achiever in computers, and senior chess player of the season. Nina van der Lingen, diligence in the third term. Layla Walker, diligence in the third term, and an academic award of an 80% aggregate. Morgan Wilkinson, diligence in the third term, and grade 5 speech and drama student of the year. John Williamson, under 11B, boys swimmer of the season. Lauren Wills, diligence in the third term, an academic award of an 80% aggregate, and under 11 girls athlete of the season. Well done, 5J. And moving on to 5R. Jonathan Brady, under 11 boys athlete of the season, under 11A boys swimmer of the season, and boys senior Victor Ladorum for swimming. Ivana Damons, diligence in the third term. Roma Davids, diligence in the third term, as well as under 11B girls swimmer of the season. Sienna Diaz, diligence in the third term. In his absence, Dominic Finnemore, diligence in the third term, and an 80% academic average award. Damien Goldfein, diligence in the third term. Let's give that group a round of applause. Tara Jansen, diligence in the third term, an academic award for an 80% average, tennis girls single championship second place, under 11B most improved swimmer of the season, and most improved junior girls tennis player of the season. Amelia Carter, diligence in the third term, and senior girls cricket player of the season. Isabella Leacher, diligence in the third term, and an academic award for an 80% aggregate. Sophia Lopez, diligence in the third term, 80% average academic award, top achiever in English, and top achiever in Afrikaans. Let's give them a round of applause. In her absence, Alopeli Mzayindumuma Masiko, under 11A girls most improved swimmer of the season. Morgan Orick, 85% diligence in the third term. Isabella Chu, diligence in the third term. Christopher Theophanus, diligence in the third term, and most improved senior chess player of the season. And Kai Tudor-Jones for top achiever in life orientation. Well done, 5R. Thank you, grade 5s, from Mrs. Aharoni, Mrs. Bolton, and myself for a great year. You've shown yourselves to be resilient and adaptable to whatever life throws at you. And just to end off with a little quote, set your goals high and always dream big, because you're only as big as the dreams you dare to live. Thank you.
If I can just ask the grade 6 coordinator to please come down to award the grade 6 awards.
Good morning, everyone. These are the grade 6 awards, starting with grade 6C. Daniel Ackroyd, 85% diligence in the third term, as well as the Commonwealth Sea Boys Cricket Team Player of the Giacomo Barbaros, diligence in the third term award. Hannah Bauer, diligence in the third term. Alec Beasley, 80% average, grade 6 most improved cricket player of the season. Connor Dixon, Commonwealth B-Boys improved cricket player of the season. Emily Fry, diligence in the third term. Jessica Gonzalez, 12A Girls Most Improved Swimmer of the Season. Daniel Hanush, 80% average, diligence in the third term. Jessica O'Leary, 85% diligence in the third term, % average, as well as under 12 girls athlete of the season. Chantal Peter, under 12 girls most improved athlete of the season. Let's give the 6 C's a round of applause. Six J's. Pedro Diabreu, 80% average, diligence in the third term. Ray Didburner, diligence in the third term. Camilla Dube, diligence in the third term. Camilla Ferguson, 80% average, diligence in the third term. Senior Art Award, SACY Short Story Competition Gold Certificate. Bianca Janade, Girls Senior Victress Ladorum runner-up, as well as diligence in the third term. Nicholas Gilbert, diligence in the third term. Tungamira Griffiths, under 12 boys athlete of the season. Under 12A boys swimmer of the season. Swimming boys senior Victor Ladorum. James Heaney, 80% average, diligence in the third term. Commonwealth B cricket player of the season. 12A most improved swimmer of the season. Swimming boys senior Victor Ladorum runner-up, as well as most improved pipe band player. Matthew Hodgkinson, diligence in the third term. Gerard Oriasotti, diligence in the third term. Leah Ritson, diligence in the third term. Top achiever in Afrikaans and 80% average. Greg Grubez, 80% average, diligence in the third term. Grade 6 boys cricket player of the season. Senior boys tennis player of the season. And tennis boys singles championship first place. Dilara Yilmaz, under 12B girls swimmer of the season. Let's give the 6 J's a round of applause. And now to the 6 R's. Maria Abichebli, diligence in the third term. Killian Allen, diligence in the third term. In her absence, Daniela Shaitanov, diligence in the third term, top achiever in computers, as well as grade 6 speech and drama student of the year. Ruth de Klerk, diligence in the third term, 80% average, top achiever in mathematics, top achiever in Afrikaans, top achiever in isiZulu, under 12B girls most improved swimmer of the season, and most improved senior girls tennis player of the season. Jamie Lee Graham, diligence in the third term, under 12A girls swimmer of the season, swimming girls senior Victress Ladorum, Senior Girls Tennis Player of the Season, Tennis Girls Singles Championship, 3rd place. Selina Jadrijevic, Diligence in the 3rd term, 80% average, top achiever in social science, top achiever in religious education. John Paul Mangana, under 12 boys athlete of the season. Alessandro Menelau, Diligence in the 3rd term, Senior Public Speaker of the Year. Lutuli Metula, Tennis Boys Singles Championship, 3rd place. Erin Knobs, Diligence in the 3rd term. Demi Solomon, Diligence in the 3rd term. Hannah Thurman, Top Achiever in Life Orientation, Diligence in the 3rd term, 80% average. SACY Short Story Competition, Silver Certificate. Top Achiever in English and Grade 6 Speech and Drama Student of the Year. Theo Van Niekerk, Commonwealth C Boys Most Improved Cricket Player of the Season. Dylan Wadley Smith, 80% average, Diligence in the 3rd term, top achiever in natural sciences and technology, highest average across all subjects, and under 12 boys swimmer of the season. Let's give the 6 R's a round of applause. The Angels Program. The Angels Program is about leadership through service given to the senior grade in the junior school. It presents the grade 6s with the college motto, "Be first, that you may be of service." The acronym ANGEL stands for accountability, neighborliness, generosity, enthusiasm, leadership, and service. At the beginning of the year, grade 6s are encouraged to do acts of service which count towards their angel hours. This means that they can help others in need by giving of their time and doing acts of kindness. These acts of kindness exclude chores done at home, and they extend into the community. Never have acts of kindness been needed and much appreciated as in this time of the pandemic that we're living. It is with a sense of gratitude that I would like to inform you that this year, the grade 6s have done a combined 921 angel hours and 25 minutes. Let's give them a round of applause. The following learners achieved platinum level, where they clocked in 70 hours each. So from the very beginning, everyone is given a chance to do something that contributes towards their hours. And all in all, these learners have 70 hours each. In 6C, Jessica Gonzalez. In 6J, Pedro Diabreu, James Nini, and Gabriella Williams. In 6R, Zach Brooks. Zach is coming down, I'm going to explain quickly something about the additional hours. So in addition to the platinum levels, learners have an opportunity of serving for additional hours. This year, Jessica Gonzalez completed her platinum level as far back as April and has been working on her additional hours since then. She clocked in on her own 46.5 additional hours, giving her total angel hours becoming 116.5 hours, all in all. Well done, Jessica. She's going to come up. So Jessica receives the FAIR Award, where we recognize someone who has gone over and above their normal hours of service. Let's give her another round of applause.
Thanks. We have one more award, two more Marimba teams, and then a very special closing. So the final award is the Albert Buckley Trophy for generosity. And what makes this award so special is that the grade sixes vote for one of their peers who they believe lives out the ethos, the values, and the motto of the college, "Be first that you may be of service." This pupil follows school rules, shows excellent manners, kindness, caring, empathy, and compassion, and is always prepared to go the extra mile. This year, the votes were counted, and it's going to be a shared award between Killian Allen and Selena Yadroyevich. And on that note, I'm going to invite the grade 5 Marimba team to come and perform for us, and they'll be followed by the school Marimba team. That was outstanding. Let's give them another round of applause. So it's that time of year where we have to say goodbye to some staff that will be leaving us. And although that we had our formal farewell event with them the other afternoon, I'd just like to acknowledge these incredible people one last time in your company. But first of all, in her absence, I'd like to acknowledge a very special member of staff, Mrs. Kathy Duncan. Kathy has had to resign due to personal health reasons. And although we understand the reasons, we are still very sad that she won't be in our tuck shop. But we take great comfort in knowing that she will be popping in to say hi to us from time to time, and that she still remains very much a part of the De La Salle Holy Cross College family. Kathy has brought us great joy, not only through her incredible cooking, but also because of who she is as a person. Kathy, although you are facing great challenges at the moment, the way you are carving your own possibilities is inspiring. Thank you for all you have done and for all that you continue to do. I'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Drumgool. Although a locum position, Mr. Drumgool helped us out on incredible short notice, and his impact was immediate, with many children finding a revitalized love for isiZulu through his passion and understanding of this rich and meaningful subject. Wesley, as I was explaining to you, or perhaps lecturing to you more about the other day, is that teaching really is a calling. And it's a vocation that doesn't actually require for you to go in search of it, because sometimes it goes in search of you. And I honestly believe that's what's happened here. Thank you again for all you have done, the difference you have made, and the joy that you have brought to us and all the children. And I just pray that God will continue to orchestrate your future, because you really are a blessing. To Mrs. Dixon, although she's only been with us for a year, as I said, it feels like she's been with us for so much longer. Her bubbly personality, her positive attitude, it really is something that brings out the best in others. And although we have to say goodbye as you go and spend more time with your family, I'd just like you to know that you are always welcome here. Your difference has been felt. You're an excellent teacher, you're a fun and loving person, and we are certainly going to miss you. I'm glad that you got to experience our school, and I know that you've repeatedly said how special it is, and I just want to thank you for seeing that, for celebrating that, and for contributing towards it. Then to Mrs. Knezovich Henwood. Mrs. KH. She joined our school in 2019 and has unfortunately not been able to experience a full COVID-free year with us. However, she knows our school so well, has such an intricate understanding of what we stand for. And I'd just like to thank you, Lauren, for your contributions both in and out of the classroom during your time with us. You are so full of ideas and you're always willing to share them. You have so much experience, but most importantly, it's the care for the children and those around you that has really stood out the most. You're a family-centered person, and I'm pleased for you that you are now able to spend more time with your family. You have a wonderful ability to connect with people, and your motherly instinct has made you very protective over the children entrusted to your care. Thank you for all you've done, for your hard work and your passion that you have shared with us. And then to Mrs. Adams. Mrs. Adams has passionately embraced her role at the school and has given us so much more than we could have ever asked for. An extremely talented, creative, and caring person, Alex's impact was not only limited to the library. You have introduced so many new and fun initiatives, and I know they will carry on for long into the future. A good idea, but it's another thing having the determination to make it happen and to see it through. And that is what Mrs. Adams always did, whether it was with the reading wings, the random acts of poetry day, or the spectacle mania that we experienced. Mrs. Adams' talents have resulted in positive change for our school. And you're the type of person that wherever God puts you, you will touch lives, just as you have done during our time with us. And then finally, to Mrs. Elliott. As I said again the other day, it's one of those wonderful things in life that you can never predict who God will place on your path for whatever reason and for what length of time. From the moment Mrs. Elliott arrived at our school, she influenced people, she inspired others, and she shared in the life of our school with all of her heart. Mrs. Elliott is always eager to do what is right for the children. She's always keen to look for new ways of bringing learning to life and to discover things that will enhance her teaching. And most importantly, finding new ways to make school fun. Your personal values and moral compass are a De La Salle Holy Cross College match. And as you move to Durban Girls College, they will soon realize that they are getting so much more than an exceptional teacher, but a person who genuinely cares and is always first to be of service. So if I could ask those people who are with us this morning to please come up and accept a small gift as a token of our appreciation. So to all the staff that are leaving us, and perhaps some of you boys and girls who will be leaving us at the end of this term for whatever reason, thank you for all that you've done for our school. You have all left your mark on De La Salle Holy Cross College, and I hope De La Salle Holy Cross College has left its mark on you. In closing, I'd like to just give a few thanks, if I may. First of all, to Mr. Malambo and Mrs. Munginyoni, who gave up so much of their time to put the awards and the trophies together. It is no mean feat, and thank you very much for all of your efforts. Let's please give them a round of applause. And again, to a person who's given so much of his time to make so many things possible for us this year. Mr. Comely White, past pupil of this college, I know this hall is a familiar place to you. And I'd just like to thank you for making the live streaming possible today, but also for helping us bringing the mass into our classrooms. It was something that we were very worried about when lockdown happened 2 years ago, but you really have continued to make them possible through all your hard work and your talents. So thank you very much for all that you've done. And then thank you to all of the staff. Again, another year where you have achieved the impossible. The energy, the joy, and keeping the children central in all that you do, I really am privileged to see God working through all of you every single day, carrying out the work of our founders, care and love in your hearts. Let's give the teachers a big round of applause. And then finally to Mrs. Gopal and Mr. Nalta and Ms. Harris, thank you for the unwavering support that you provide me. I really do appreciate our moments of making decisions together, of praying together, of laughing together, and of keeping this school's interests close to our hearts. Thank you very much. And before we close in prayer and with our school song, I'd like to invite Ms. Harris up to say a few words.
So good morning, everybody. It's lovely. Oh, I missed that. That's lovely. Thank you. Just like to briefly congratulate everyone who received awards today. And just to say to everybody who didn't manage to walk across the stage today, don't ever forget how talented you are, how loved you are, and what you can achieve. And just keep always working towards that. I'd like to also just reiterate the farewell that has been said to the staff members that are leaving us. I thank you for your huge contribution, and may God go with you as you go into your new adventures in life. I'd just like to apologize to the staff that I haven't been in your classrooms or been around or whatever as much as I would have liked to this year because of different circumstances. And I certainly hope that I can improve on that next year. But I would just like to thank the staff individually, yes, as Neil said, for achieving the impossible in difficult circumstances. So bless you all for that, and thank you for that. And to the owners for your unwavering support, for helping us to uphold our ethos and being central to all we achieve. I thank you. I would just like to say one final thank you, and I'm sure you probably know what a considerate person is. But if you're not quite sure, perhaps a loose definition would be a caring person who always puts the needs and cares of others before themselves, who leads by example, who is generous and kind. And kindness, I think, is the greatest thing we could all hope to achieve. And there's someone who's hasn't been mentioned yet in all the thanks. And this person happens to be standing behind me on the stage at the moment. And that is your incredible headmaster, Mr. Burnson. And I think we should give our headmaster a round of applause. We are incredibly blessed to have Mr. Burnson. We're incredibly proud of his knowledge, and he's someone from whom I learn every day. So let us cherish our headmaster, let us give him the support that he needs, and let us thank him, and which you have done so beautifully. I just wish you all a blessed and safe holiday. For the pupils that won't be returning, I wish you the very best of luck in your new school. And I hope that if you take one thing with you, it will be to be kind to others. God bless you all and thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. That was very special. Thank you. Let's bow our heads in prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. It is with grateful hearts that we give thanks for the way you have guided us through another school year. We give thanks for every challenge, every laugh, every friendship, every moment, every miracle, knowing that you are lovingly molding our lives through your holy presence. We pray in a special way for Mrs. Duncan and for Mama and Knobo. May you surround them with your angels and provide them with the comfort that they need. As we start the Advent season and prepare to break for the holiday, help us to prepare our hearts, protect our school community, and keep us close to you. May our hearts be filled with the joy, hope, peace, and love that is Christmas. Thank you for promising us that through you, all things are possible. Mother Bernarda, St. John Baptiste de la Salle, Hail Holy Cross, lift Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Boys and girls, a reminder about the carol service on Monday evening for the grade 4 to 6s. Sadly, due to the restrictions, you'll only be allowed to bring one parent with you, but we are looking forward to that and listening to our choir and you sing in the church. And then I'd also like to encourage all of you who are fortunate enough to be going away this holiday to please church that is near you before you leave. It's important during Advent that we continue to attend Mass or attend times of prayer and worship together with your families. So before you arrive at your destination, maybe make that as part of your planning process. Please stand for the school song. Thank you. Please be seated and Mr. Nalter will dismiss you.
Boys and girls and teachers, that brings us to the end of our prize giving or final term assembly. Just a couple of arrangements for the staff. We will start break at 11:30 and it will run until 11 o'clock. So thank you. Well done, boys and girls, for being so well behaved, and well done yet again to all of you that did receive an award. But as Ms. Harris also did mention, it doesn't take away from all of the rest of you that did put a lot of effort during this term to make the school what it is. So let's give ourselves another hand, and then just maybe a final thought. Obviously, with your parents always supporting you and driving you around, I think this afternoon when you get home, just give them a nice hug, just to try and indicate to them how much you, or whatever they do to you or for you, how much it means to you, and then also for their support as well. So just celebrate that as well with your family this afternoon. So thank you so much, and then just sit quietly because we're going to lead off one grade at a time. Right. Grade 3s, we're going to start with you. And grade 6s in the far back, we can start with you as well. Thank you. Just all of those trophy receivers, if you can just remain behind. All of you that received the trophy, just stay behind. Thank you.